烧煤炭或是森林野火所形成的 PM2.5，我们过去知道它可能是很小的颗粒，它像一个空污一样，然后会进到你的肺部，粒子是看不见的，最后可能导致肺腺癌。但是它也可能伤你的大脑，伤到认知。这个是最新的一个研究报告，是在 Boston 地区由哥伦比亚大学所主持的一个研究报告。它会伤你的脑部多久呢？28天就可以伤害你的脑部，在煤炭燃烧或者是森林燃烧之下。
I'm Pete. I'm not elderly. I'm 65. I have dementia, Alzheimer's disease to be precise. I woke up this morning, I couldn't speak very well. Sometimes that happens, and that what makes it worse is knowing that it worries my wife so much, and so I try to keep quiet because I don't want to worry her about.
Air pollution harms all kinds of organ systems, but in particular the brain.
The study done by the National Academy of Sciences looked at some of the worst air, much worse than we see here. For example, in cities in China, they found that both the math and verbal scores decreased as exposure to cumulative air pollution increased, especially in older, less educated men. That also brings along with it an increased risk for Alzheimer's and other types of dementia.
短期的空气污染恶化频繁发生，像是森林野火和沙尘暴，即便是短期，对人体也会造成伤害。哥伦比亚大学公卫由物人学院主导的研究发现，处于高浓度的 PM2.5 环境下，超过28天就可能影响认知能力。
Study shows our automobile and industrial combustion creates the nano-sized magnetites, which have metals attached to them, including iron oxide and platinum. When we inhale those particles, they attach to the nerves in the nose and migrate to the brainstem and end up in the frontal cortex. They can also be inhaled into the lungs and delivered to body tissues throughout the body, including the brain.
They consist of magnetite, a strongly magnetic material that is damaging to our brains. It causes the formation of very reactive oxygen species, such as free radicals, that cause cell damage and eventually cell death, the hallmarks of diseases like Alzheimer's disease.
研究人员调查短期空污对人体的伤害，研究波士顿954名白人男性，平均年龄69岁，调查他们的认知能力和空污之间的关系，发现处于 PM2.5 数值越高的环境下，认知能力就越低。
Air pollution particles that we all inhale every day actually penetrate our brains and get into our brain tissue and stay there.
Researchers found residents of London's most polluted areas were 40% more likely to be diagnosed with dementia. More specifically, they found the higher the levels of nitrogen dioxide and toxic air particles people were exposed to, the more likely they were to develop dementia.
而且，即便是在政府规定的 PM2.5 标准内，也可能对认知能力造成影响。在进行研究的时期，波士顿的 PM2.5 平均值是每立方公尺 10.77 微克，美国环保局规定可接受值是在12以下。
What causes 1 in 9 deaths worldwide? Affects 80% of people living in cities, but is often invisible. What leads to more than a quarter of deaths from heart disease? 34% of deaths from stroke. It kills almost as many people each year as the number of breaths you take. The answer? Air pollution.
受试对象接受简短智能测验，30个问题中回答正确低于25题的话，显示达轻度失智。研究显示，在高浓度空污下暴露数周，比起在低浓度，受试对象答对低于25题的几率高于63%。
Hello. How are you feeling?
Well, Doctor, I'm having a little problem with my memory.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions just to see how you're thinking. Some of them will be easy, some will be hard. Don't get upset, okay? For example, how old are you?
I'm 54.
Okay. Now, do you know where you're at today?
Certainly. I'm in Philadelphia and I'm at Einstein Medical Center.
Very good.
不过，研究人员表示，这些短期空污影响是有机会逆转的。空污减少时，大脑会重新开机，回到正常状态。但如果重复不断暴露在短期空污中，就会对脑部造成长期伤害。
Air pollution, it lurks all around us, preying on the young and old. It slips unnoticed past your defenses and assaults your lungs, heart, and brain.Its deadliest weapons are invisible, poisonous particles that can be as small as a molecule. With every breath, they break through your lungs' protective barriers. There, they trigger inflammation as your system tries desperately to fight back. But these tiny intruders penetrate those defenses, lodging toxic compounds even deeper, sowing the seeds of cancer.
而且研究人员还发现，服用非类固醇消炎药，像是阿司匹林，能缓解空污对人体造成的伤害。
They found that the use of NSAIDs, mainly aspirin, reduced the effect of particulate matter on lung function by half. Aspirin appeared to have a protective effect regardless of age, health status, or tobacco use. Although the mechanism remains unknown, researchers suspect NSAIDs may be mitigating the inflammation triggered by air pollution.
哥伦比亚大学先前研究非类固醇消炎药是否能缓解空污造成的肺部影响，调查波士顿地区2280名男性，平均年龄73岁，发现服用这类药物者显示短期空污对他们肺部的伤害较小。这回研究同样发现，服用非类固醇消炎药的受试对象，比起没服用的，其认知能力较不受短期空污影响。研究人员认为，药物可能可以减缓神经发炎。
Alzheimer's and other dementias, they're not single-cause diseases. You probably are going to need to have an anti-amyloid therapy, maybe an anti-tau therapy, an anti-inflammatory therapy like ours.
不过，这项研究是观察性研究，无法证明因果关系，且受试对象仅有老年白人男性。研究人员就表示，这项研究让大家看到非类固醇消炎药和空污的关联性。接下来需要进行临床试验，且应包含各个种族，找出消炎药减缓空污对人体伤害的机制。但可不建议大家把阿司匹林当作保健药，预防空污影响。